Alright, you all, buckle up because today we are diving into a story that feels like watching a slow motion train wreck you can't look away from. It's messy, it's chaotic, and honestly, it's kinda sad. We're talking about Ash Trevino. Yes, Ash is back at it again, digging herself a hole she might not climb out of this time. And somehow, it's even messier than before. So, what's going on? Ash Trevino badly wants to be at the center of attention again, just like she was back in her TikTok glory days. Back then, every messy live stream she hosted, every chaotic post she made, every reckless comment she dropped, it all kept her name buzzing nonstop. She was trending for all the wrong reasons. But hey, attention is attention, right? She was notorious. She was the drama. She was the storm that everyone hated to love. And she thrived on it. But now, that spotlight has moved on, and Ash is crumbling almost frantically to claw her way back into relevance. The way she's going about it now, it's like watching someone trying to light a fire with soaking wet matches in a hurricane. She's stirring up drama with anybody. Friends, ex-friends, complete strangers, random people on lives, desperately hoping to catch even the tiniest spark. She's going live, throwing shade, tossing around accusations like a confetti, fishing for reactions, hitting at sacred drama, teasing fake receipts, basically doing everything short of setting off fireworks to get noticed. But the thing is, it's not working like it used to. The audience she once captivated isn't biting anymore. The fans she once had moved on. The new crowd, they are not impressed. If anything, they seem more tired than intrigued. And honestly, it's starting to look really desperate, like a person who missed their exit but keeps circling the same empty block, hoping they'll somehow end up back on the highway, even though everyone else has already gotten to their destination. In our previous video, we broke down how she tried to attack Jaffa to start the boat and get a reaction. That move flopped harder than anyone expected. Now she's setting sight on her other former friend, Vale. Yep, she's dragging anybody she can, trying to claw her way back into the spotlight. But this time, it might blow up way worse than she thinks, and take whatever little she's built since her ban right down with it. Ash is officially back into her old messy self. It's not just messy, it's desperate, it's hollow, and it's painfully transparent. In her latest live streams, she's been targeting Valley over and over again, trying every angle she can to provoke her. Now, if you're not familiar with Valley, here's the quick flashback. Valley is a TikTok streamer too. She used to run in the same chaotic circles as Brianna Olsen and Santos. And yes, she's also part of the worst TikTok moms club alongside Brianna and Ash herself. Why? Because of that viral moment when Valley literally door-dashed her newborn baby. And when I say newborn, I mean her 2 weeks old son, to her baby daddy's doorstep and ran off immediately. All of it caught on the house's Ring camera for the world to see. Vale claimed she did it to hold her baby daddy accountable for their son since he had abandoned them.
I came out the door. Okay, at least I didn't leave him on the side of the road. Fuck.
Like y'all baby daddies did. Your kids.
I left him at the door that got open and they brought him in before I fucking pulled out the driveway.
Let's see how far that is.
And I didn't do it to go out. I did it so I could get some sleep.
Imagine that.
But let's be real, dropping your kid like a Domino's pizza delivery isn't the flex she thinks it is. It's reckless, it's dangerous, and it's heartbreaking to even. This is the kind of mess Ash used to be knee deep in. Drama wasn't just a side dish for her back then. It was appetizer, the main course, the dessert, and even the midnight snack. She lived for it, she fed off it. And back in those days, Ash and Vale were thick as thieves, inseparable partners in chaos, until things inevitably got sticky, as they always do when friendships are built more on drama than trust. Remember the San Antonio saga? It wasn't just another TikTok mess-up, it was a full-blown disaster. Ash, Vale, and their little crew of barely legal adults were out acting reckless when they got arrested because of one of them. Deacon had a few on him. Yep, caught red-handed. And Val, she was right there, smack in the middle of it all, caught up in the storm. When the cops swooped in, That's when the masks came off. She showed her true colors instantly. Instead of standing tall, owning her part, or showing any real loyalty, she turned into a survivalist. She pointed fingers, tried to distance herself, and worst of all, she tried to pin the blame for a bag full of illegal substances onto Val. Straight up tried to throw her so-called best friend under the bus like she was just a random nobody. But Valley wasn't about to fold. She refused to take the fall for Ash's mess. She knew what was on the line. And Brianna? She stood her ground too. Neither of them was willing to sacrifice their future to protect Ash. Because both Val and Brianna had real stakes. Custody cases, kids depending on them, lives that could be permanently wrecked by one felony charge. In that moment, the whole fake friendship facade shattered. It wasn't about loyalty or ride or die anymore. It was about every woman for herself.
When all that was happening in San Antonio and we were waiting for the cops, I was actually waiting to get arrested. Because my ID was in the bag. So I was waiting for the cop to tell me who is Ashley. And I already had called my dad, and my dad was already heading to San Antonio to go pick me up.
And just like that, their messy little alliance crumbled into dust. The loyalty Ash bragged about, gone. The friendship she claimed was solid disappeared overnight like it was never even real to begin with. Since Ash's main account got banned, her backup account has been struggling, barely scraping together views and engagement. Meanwhile, Valley has been blowing up. She's live streaming, she's trending, she's gathering an audience, she's doing everything Ash used to do and doing it better. And you can tell it's eating Ash alive. Every shade, every bitter comment, every petty jab she throws at Valley drips with jealousy. Ash has been sneak dissing Valley non-stop on her lives, and honestly, it's beyond embarrassing now. It's just sad. On one particular cringe-worthy live, Ash decided it was a good idea to start comparing herself to Valley, and the whole thing was just painful to watch. Mind you, Ash almost twice Valley's age, which already makes the comparison weird and unnecessary. She said Vale can't live on her own, throwing heavy shade at her independence and trying to paint herself as more accomplished, more responsible, more mature.
Like, I've been bashed so much on the internet, and I'm not saying that I'm changed or what. I'm not. I'm still the same person. Y'all just don't see it as much. And like off camera, I'm somebody else. Y'all don't know me. But I have everyday life struggles like y'all. I deal with them every day. So I just don't like the drama anymore. Like, I'm older than all of them, like Bree, Violet, all of them. I'm older than them. Violet, nobody knew who Valerie Arnold was, which is Violet, until she was the backseat girl in one of my lives. Nobody knew who Violet was. Nobody knew who Violet was. I gave you that clout, baby girl. You need to at least get on live and be like, you know what? I appreciate Ash. Thank you, Ash. Nobody knew who Valerie was. Nobody knew who Valerie was.
But here's the kicker that makes it all ironic. Ash herself is living at her parents' house, not just crashing temporarily, but fully living there with her kids. She doesn't even show her real background when she goes live. She uses a green screen to hide the reality she's clearly embarrassed about. She's the kind of self-dragging that would have been funny if it wasn't so sad. Ash also bragged loudly about having custody of her kids while Vale doesn't, repeating the phrase, "We're not the same," like it was some grand flex and badge of honor.
I can live on my own. You can't. We're not the same. I don't have to send naked pictures of my body to make money. We're not the same. I have custody of my kids. I'm taking care of my kids. We're not the same. Call me broke all you want. At least I know my bills are paid and my kids are taken care of. I'll be broke. I'll give them my last dollar. My friend just sent me this video.
Yet, here she is, almost daily obsessing over a barely adult girl on lives, dragging her name into every conversation, trying to compete where there is no competition. It's almost like Ash doesn't realize that with every word she says, she highlights her own insecurities even more, saying she doesn't have to post inappropriate pictures for money like Vale does with her OF content.
Yeah, that one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that called me broke. I can live on my own. You can't. We're not the same. I don't have to send naked pictures of my body to make money. We're not the same. I have custody of my kids. I'm taking care of my kids. We're not the same. Call me broke all you want. At least I know my bills are paid and my kids are taken care of. I'll be broke. I'll give them my last dollar. Rhea and them are the talk of the show because why? Everything they're doing is not right. That's why. They do it for money. They do it for clout. And I was thinking about this while I was sleeping. It was so weird. But Violet, nobody knew who Valerie Arnold was, which is Violet, until she was a backseat girl in one of my lives. Nobody knew who Violet was. Nobody knew who Violet was. I gave you that clout, baby girl. You need to at least get on live and be like, you know what? I appreciate Ash. Thank you, Ash. Nobody knew who Valerie was. Nobody knew who Valerie was. I was live when we were going out with Santos, and she was in the backseat. Happened to be backseat girl while I was on live. Came up like, yeah. Nobody knew who she was, but now she thinks she missed it because she's at the milk house, baby. You wouldn't be able to live at the house by yourself. You would not be able to afford nothing at the house. Do y'all know that she lived with her godfather before she moved to LA? The whole time we were like in San Antonio and all that? She was living in Terrell with her godfather. Her dad's best friend or something like that. Her mom was never in her life.
Let's not forget, Ash herself was once live streaming explicit content with a barely adult man for views. So what's with the difference again? At least Vale's getting paid. Ash, she was just chasing clout and failing miserably. Maybe that's the real problem here. Vale's winning, Ash isn't, and jealousy is almost leaking through the screen. Ash didn't stop there. Oh no. She took it even further, boldly claiming that she's the entire reason Vale has any clout or recognition at all. According to Ash, nobody even knew who Vale was until she appeared on one of Ash's lives, sitting quietly in the backseat like some side character in Ash's supposed movie. Girl, come on, let's be serious. Yes, Vale went a little viral after the backseat moment with Santos, but let's not get it twisted. It had absolutely nothing to do with Ash's star power. Vale's popularity didn't magically blossom because she was in the background of an Ash Trevino livestream. It grew because Vale herself put in the work afterward, going live consistently, interacting with viewers, collaborating with big creators, and building her own brand. Step by step, she hustled for it. Ash acting like she's TikTok kingmaker is not only delusional, it's embarrassingly self-centered. It's just sad at this point, watching Ash desperately cling to some outdated moment as if it still holds any relevance. Ash is so hungry for Vale to validate her that she went even as far as saying Vale should go live and thank her publicly. She actually expects gratitude for something she had almost no real role in. Embarrassing doesn't even begin to cover it. It's giving desperate, it's giving washed up, it's giving please notice me. Ash still wasn't done. In another desperate attempt to stay relevant, she went on yet another live where she teased the existence of police recording involving Vale and the infamous DoorDash incident. She spoke about it with the kind of smugness you usually see when someone thinks they're holding a royal flush in a poker game, when really they're bluffing with nothing but a pair of toes. Ash boldly claimed she had real tea, so-called evidence that Vale had lied to the cops during the aftermath of that viral doorstep debacle. She hinted that recording would expose everything, that it would blow Vale's whole image apart. But did she actually play the recording, show the receipts, drop the bombshell she promised? Nope. Not a single shred of proof. She just dangled it there, waving it around like cheap bait, hoping, wishing, practically begging for Vale to react, to lash out, to give her the attention she's starving for. But once again, nothing. Crickets.
The drama anymore. Like, I'm older than all of them, like Brie, Violet, all of them. I'm older than them. So, I'm letting them do their thing, like, I was actually looking at the recordings on my phone that I'm on. Thank you for the roses. On the phone that I'm on right now, I was listening to the recordings that Violet did to the police, because it was the police or the detective, and it literally, she explains the whole situation about her baby and like dropping her kid off at the doorstep. I actually heard it yesterday, and like, I have that whole recording of her telling the officer. So some of what she does tell y'all is true, but some of it is like kind of switched around a little bit. But yeah, I have that recording on here. I actually blocked her on TikTok because she thinks she's like this famous person now. And before y'all knew her as what? The backseat girl. Because I was on live, and she decided to do something. So yeah, I just don't think like she shows y'all who she really is. She wants y'all to feel sorry for her, and a lot of y'all do feel sorry for her. But again, your baby daddy told you to come pick up your kids on that day. And
Vale didn't even blink. Nobody's biting. And Ash, instead of looking powerful, just ended up looking even more desperate and pitiful. Stuck playing a tired game that nobody interested in anymore. Ash keeps accusing Vale of lying to make people feel sorry for her. She throws around claims that Vale fabricates her struggles, plays the victim card, and manipulates people's emotions just to gain sympathy and support online. But if you really listen close, you watch the patterns, the lie, the way Ash moves. It's obvious, painfully obvious, that Ash is projecting her own behavior onto Vale. Everything she accuses Vale of doing, the manipulation, the attention-seeking antics, the desperate pleas for sympathy, Ash herself is guilty of time and time again. It's textbook production. It's the finest. Pointing the finger at someone else so no one looks too closely at your own flaws. And the more Ash talks, the clearer it becomes that the story she's telling is about Vale might be the story of herself all along. Ash didn't stop with Vale. Oh no. She kept the messy train rolling and set her sight on Jaffa's neck, trying to drag her down too, like a drowning person pulling anyone nearby under with them. Recently, Ash decided to throw shade at Jaffa, boldly calling her a bad mom for supposedly spending too much time live streaming instead of focusing on her family. She said it without hesitation, chest puffed out, acting like she was dropping some righteous truth bomb that everyone needed to hear. But here's where the whole thing nosedives into pure hypocrisy. Ash was ranting about this exact topic, questioning another woman's parenting choices while her own daughter was lying sick in a hospital bed, not recovering at home, not feeling a little under the weather, actually hospitalized. Instead of stepping up, being fully present, and doing everything in her power to comfort her child, Ash was online, sitting on a live shading other moms, talking reckless, chasing clout. Make it make sense. Because no matter how you spin it, the math simply isn't mathing. It's the kind of jaw-dropping hypocrisy you couldn't script if you tried. It's embarrassing. It's heartless. And worst of all, it's exactly the behavior she claims to condemn in others. Let's not forget, this behavior isn't new. It's not some sudden fall from grace. It's the same cycle Ash has always spun herself into. Chaos, drama, recklessness, repeat. This is exactly what got Ash banned the first time. Starting beef with other creators, escalating petty arguments into full-blown war, and attacking vulnerable people who were already dealing with unimaginable pain. Remember when she heartlessly attacked Zara, the creator whose father was brutally unalived by Ash's ex-husband Isaiah? Instead of showing an ounce of compassion, Ash crossed every possible line. She actually said Zara's father deserved it. That's when Jaffa, along with other creators and a furious public, finally had enough. They rallied together, collected evidence, spread awareness, and pushed hard to get Ash banned. They didn't just hope TikTok would notice. They made sure it happened. And guess what? They succeeded. And now here we are, same cycle, different day. Ash is starring the poet harder than ever, making enemies left and right, burning every bridge she even thinks about crossing. And for what? For clout that isn't even coming anymore? For attention that nobody seems interested in giving her? And this time, nobody's playing her game. Nobody's taking the bait. Vale's ignoring her, Jeff's ignoring her. Even the fans who once fed off her chaos are exhausted. They are not amused. They are not entertained. They're just tired. It's like everyone collectively decided to tune her out, move on with their lives, leaving us screaming to avoid a void that isn't even bothering to echo back anymore. If Ash keeps pushing the way she is, she's not just risking drama, she's risking everything she has left. She's dangerously close to getting herself banned all over again. People might start another petition. They might mass report her lives. They might finally retaliate in ways that TikTok won't be able to ignore. And this time, Ash might not recover. Her backup account, the one she's barely holding on to, is already hanging by a thread. If that gets taken down too, it's not just a setback, it's a game over. Ash keeps talking about how she's mature now, how she's grown, how she's better than everybody else. But her actions, they scream insecurity, they scream desperation, they scream fear of relevance. If she doesn't stop, she's not just going to lose TikTok, she's going to lose whatever tiny shred of respect she had left. Is Ash spiraling again, or will she finally wake up before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe for more updates, because with Ash, one thing's for sure, the chaos is far from